So talking about the calculation of radius which was done by Bohr, there were more postulate or theory of Bohr. So we were done with the three theories. The fourth one theory is the calculation of radius by Bohr. Of radius by Bohr. As we know, the radius, which is, you can say, the length, or you can say the 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 radius unit is angstrom, or angstrom is always in length. So talking about, for radius we want orbit, as we all know. For radius we want orbit, like this. I told you guys that this is the orbit, this is the proton inside it, and electron is evolving. So through this there is the centripetal force which attracts electron toward the center, or you can say, and this is the centrifugal force which attract electron away from the center. So the centripetal and centrifugal force is equal, so the electron neither go there and neither go there, they just revolve, you can say they just make the orbit. This was a lecture, I was just talking about the overview of the orbit. So the orbit is equal to centripetal and centrifugal. This was already done, so I'm just taking your overview that orbit is equal to centripetal and centrifugal force. Okay, the orbit is always in circular path, and this the centrifugal or centripetal force is between the nucleus and orbit, and the centrifugal is that attract electron away from the orbit. So if they are equal, so they form the orbit. So the orbit is equal to centripetal and centrifugal force. So now talking about the proton, as you all know that proton are denoted by Ze. Z is the positive and E is the charge. So means the proton is having the positive charge. So now this is the orbit and this is the proton, which is Ze, and here is the electron. So talking about centripetal force, which was the force between the nucleus and orbit. So when the proton is like attracting electron toward the center, so like this, the proton move here, move here. So there is the radius there is a 2 radius. So talking about centripetal force, which is the Ze, which is proton multiplied by electron, which was an electron which is revolving, or we can say which is like which proton is attracting the electron, upon r square. R square, we put r square because they are the more attraction, and you can say the electron move here and here, so they are the 2 radius. So if they talking about the radius, if there is a small radius, there will the more attraction power, and if there is the large radius, there will be the less attraction power. So as we multiply by this, so this will be the Ze square, You can say this is the electron and this is having the positive charge, how they will be E square. So we are talking about the power. We just add the power, not the charges. We just add the power. This is having power 1 and this is power having 1. So we just add the power. Not we are talking about the charges that they have a positive charge and this is having electron as having the negative charge. We are not talking about the charges. We are just talking about the power. We just add the power. We just added the power. So this will be the centripetal formula. This will be the centripetal formula. So now talking about the centrifugal. Centrifugal is like that the electron move away from the orbit. So there is a momentum as well. There is a motion, straightforward motion. There is a momentum, and this is considered the velocity as well, v square. You will be asking then why v square? V square because this is having the final. This is having the final, and this is having the final, and this is the initial velocity. This is the initial and this is the final velocity. So there will be the velocity and velocity. These are the two type of velocity, initial and final. So that's why there is v square. There was not momentum inside because there was not the straight motion, or you can say uh, there was not the straight velocity which was like the electron was having. But here the electron can move straight forward, but here the electron cannot move straight forward because there is the proton in the center. So the centrifugal force. So talking about centripetal was done. Centrifugal force will equal to mv square, and here the electron is moving in just one direction in one position. So we'll be right taking 1 hour because there was not the two directions where there was having the two direction. The electron was moving here and here, but here electron is not moving into the two direction. It just move into the one direction, so it will be the radius 1. So this was the formula of centrifugal force, and this was our today's lecture, and somehow was remaining, so we'll be doing tomorrow.